New opportunities arise for the champions. Who stepped up and who became champion. Plus, who was the last man standing? And new championship matches made. Question is, what's the stipulation? And the war, the West Side War, continues. All that and more tonight for the Power Hour. As long as you guys join us.
Welcome to the RWE Power Hour. And here are your hosts, the voice of the RWE, DJ Mike T, and the Dean of Arkansas Sportscasting, Cornbread Chris Heineken.
Oh, man, that song's already over with?
Yeah, I know. It's like we want more of it.
Hey, we do want to give a huge, huge shout out to Killj for that song, Revolutionary Bell. And if it really wasn't for you, Cornbread, I don't think we would have had a new song for the show.
Hey, and you talk about it. Yeah, that is called Revolution Bell. It's off their album, Revolution Bell. Literally. Guess what? Why don't you catch them on Facebook at facebook.com/official Killj or revertnation.com/official Killj, because they also have a very, very special show coming up in the month of October. If you want any info concerning that show, go right there to their Facebook page. As I mentioned, facebook.com/official Killj. Hey, thank you guys for the tracks, man. Mike, when it's Revolution Bell, it's a Tuesday, you know exactly what that means.
It is live, and we are live here on Facebook and anywhere you guys are watching us, whether you be on your smartphones, your tablets, your TV, your laptop, your desktop. Either way, we want to say thank you guys for watching us. And I'm looking up here at the reaction buttons here, and apparently Clay London hit the angry button. I hope everything's okay, Clay. We thank you for guys for watching us. I mean, Jeffrey Gray, Terrence
I
Allen,
hope
Clay
so too.
London, Amanda Duran, everyone, thank you guys for watching us. I do want to apologize for my reactions this past Saturday night. I will go out here on public record and say what I said in the ring this past Saturday night. I do apologize, and we did get it taken care of in the back, but we'll talk about that more. But going back to Killjoy real quick, and definitely go to YouTube, watch all of their videos. I mean, I was actually watching the video for Revolution Bell, and it literally fits
Mhm.
RWE perfectly.
Absolutely. And I'm and so for some people that don't know my history with Killj, I first started getting officially connected with Killj back in the year 2017 when they would normally just write music, and they are monster wrestling fans, and they wanted an opportunity just to be showcased. And that's when we had a strictly OCW television deal for that 5 year run from 2013 to 2018. And they did I mean, they did like monster themes for our strictly OCW television, syndicated television broadcast. But now they're doing brand new stuff here. And let me go ahead and say this publicly. We're not going to give away coming up for 2023, but it does involve Killj.
Well,
We're going to be sealed on that, but it's coming up 2023.
Well, speaking of Killj, I want to give a shout out to them, especially for letting us use Revolution Bell.
Exactly.
But I also want to give a huge shout out to Erica Black, because
yes,
Erica Black and Killj kind of put something together. I don't think you know this yet, Cornbread, but take a look. And I don't know if you know it, Cornbread, but they was actually able to send me the instrumental track just for that video. And again, we want to say, Killj, if you guys are watching, thank you guys so much. But Cornbread, what a night it was this past Saturday night. I mean, you said it in the opening. We're new champions crowned because we had several championship matches. We had a war basically spill all over the arena, and the namesake was on the line.
Yeah. Will the real owner of the West Side Misfits please stand up? Because that's what it felt like. And plus, like I said, like Mike said earlier, it was newsworthy. I think that'll be the best way to put it. But let's get into this thing.
Oh, absolutely. And we basically started off the night with myself, you, Joey Britt, and then champions and contenders decided to literally pop up out of nowhere. First one being JT Storm.
Yeah.
Talking about his kingdom, talking about his title. Well,
yeah, Al Sharpton's favorite wrestler.
Right.
Just saying.
But then came out Ray Ivy,
Mm-hmm.
followed by the Reaper, followed
Yep.
by Justin Vincent. Well,
Mm-hmm.
myself and you, we literally thought chaos was going to erupt, especially those four
Oh yeah.
combustible components inside one ring at the exact same time with nobody to stop it or prevent it or anything besides myself, you, or Joey Britt. Well,
Right.
basically started off with JT Storm was wanting his title shot. Bolo was wanting his title shot. And we already know that Ray Ivy and Justin Vincent are both fighting champions. They would have done it right then and there. Well, Joey decided to change it up a little bit.
And said, hey, we're going to do the title matches, but it ain't what you think.
Absolutely. And it ended up being JT Storm was going to get a shot at the RWE Junior Heavyweight title, while the Reaper was going to get a shot at the US title.
See, to me, that's very interesting with the dynamics and everything that's involved and those two separate matches where Joey made those matches. Because one, it almost kind of seemed like JT Storm did not care about any other championship except the US title. And the Reaper kind of didn't care about anything except Ray Ivy's championship. But I think to me, and I said it Saturday, I'm going to say it here again. I think that's a quote unquote upgrade for the Reaper to literally be going after the US title.
Right.
Because he's already held the junior title before.
Right. And what better way than JT Storm to get a win over Ray Ivy and get the junior heavyweight title and the Reaper getting the US title? What type of
Mm-hmm.
dynamic would that have caused if they were to win those respective titles later on in the night?
And here's something else that I kind of actually thought about too. And I know we're going to talk about it coming up, but what if the Reaper ended up focusing on the US title and ended up winning that championship, and then now we have ourselves with a little champ versus champ duel here? What would I mean? There are a lot of possibilities with those four guys inside of separate matches there.
Right. But going off that point right there, if Bolo was to win the US and if JT Storm was able to get the junior heavyweight title, both of them
Right,
the opposite titles. Would we get a match with them if they were to win those titles later on?
right, and also think about this: had or might I say, should the Reaper become U.S. champ, and should, like you said, should JT Storm become champ, would Ray Ivy be going for the final piece of the puzzle? This time with a little bit more higher stakes.
I mean, that's a good question, but I mean, we'll find that out later on. But in our opening contest, we had a debut,
Right.
and that was the American Outlaw Rip Holiday taking on Santiago Cirillo's hand-picked luchador El Dino.
Yeah. That pretty much that has Tex-Mex restaurant written all over it if you really put all this together.
Well, hey
But
now,
never
hey, don't rip on
I love
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
I was gonna say they got some
I
good
love
restaurants and
Tex-Mex.
some good food out there. But you're right. I mean,
Exactly.
last week when we saw El Dino make his debut, or his in-ring debut, I should say, he kind of had a little mishap on the outside
Mm-hmm.
of the ring Well, he got it. He copped himself then, but going in the ring, he had a mishap there. Now, to me, it seems like nerves
But
was trying to get the best of him.
mhm. or it could have at least spelled good luck for him, because the trip in his debut ended up leading to a win. And now, come this match, question is, did the fall inside, did it hurt? Did it help him or did it hurt him?
I mean, I don't know. He kind of took a pretty bad spill going inside the ring with his normal flip over, but
Right.
that was before the match. During the match, though, I could tell that Rip Holiday was there to try and make a name for himself in RWE. But to me personally, I think this match right here, especially being in the opening match, I think their nerves got the best of them, because you can kind of tell they were a little bit lost, but yet at the same time, they knew exactly where they were at.
But I tell you what really the turning point is, because you said both of them become lost. The turning point came when one resident composer decided to put some musical compositions together and literally beat down both of them, which literally means that they both didn't lose.
Right. But neither one lost, but
But they never
Dino
won.
was
They didn't win.
actually El Dino did, because Jordy Randall went straight after El Dino, which caused the disqualification loss against Holiday, and Dino got the win by disqualification.
But Jordy Randall didn't stop with just El Dino. He literally tried to compose a beatdown on one outlaw Red Holiday. And don't think for one second that those two don't have payback on their mind.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, with everything that's been going on with Jordy Randall as of late, ever since losing the final match with Ray Ivy, he kind of, I don't know, got even a meaner streak in him. If you've noticed that, because he basically went from the junior heavyweight to Ray to basically trying to end the career of JPJ.
Well, he kind of quote unquote evolved himself into the heavyweight title picture per se very, very quickly, if you kind of know this. Because here's the thing. And I think JPJ kind of really, really inserted Jordy Randall into this whole thing, simply for the fact that when Jordy Randall literally said, "Hey, Joey, I'm tired of this. I want to come out. I want to fight. I want to compete. I want to come out here and compete. I want to fight. I don't want a wrestling match. I care less about getting the junior, about trying to go after the junior title. I care less about titles. I just want to fight." Out comes JPJ. JPJ ready for a fight. Then Jordy Randall put him on the shelf after he took a count out loss. Yes, I said it. Count out loss. He came back after taking that count out loss while JPJ was celebrating, took out the leg of JPJ, but look what ended up following 1 week later, because we all had questions concerning JPJ. Would he be healthy? Would he not be healthy? Would he have to relinquish the title or not? And did you notice that Randall really tried to play my games by coming to the ring that time with that boot and JPJ's heavyweight title with him?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say about the title, and I think he tried to, but to me, I don't know if he was playing mind games or what, but the only thing I do know is that it enraged a fire that burnt deeper into JPJ. And you know, when JPJ gets like that, he's basically a man on a mission.
Yes, he is. And you know, anybody, you know, like they always say, and I heard this from the franchise Shane Douglas, courtesy of 1998. He said, "Revenge is a dish best served cold." And for JPJ, he wants to make sure that that receipt is paid in full at Jordy Randall's hands.
Right. Well, that as soon as Jordy Randall came out, he basically was calling out JPJ because you saw him get on the mic, and then he also came out with that bar soap.
Yeah,
So,
Dial soap. There goes another sponsorship.
Right. But JPJ's music hit, but JPJ never came out of the curtain. He came in through the front door, and you heard Jordy Randall say, "Oh, look at here! You're trying to sneak in like you snuck in last week." JPJ wasn't trying to sneak in; he was making a statement.
Yeah, he's like, "This is my house. This is my territory. You gonna come in here and try to get hot on my expense? You better stay your little butt off the front porch, pal." That's exactly the message he's trying to send him. And he said, "Hey, either you get off my front porch, or I'm gonna knock you off the front porch."
Right. Well,
and you know for a fact.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know for a fact that, when it comes to quote unquote knockout power, you don't want to get in that contest with JPJ. I tell you that now.
No. Well, that basically them two started brawling, which basically emptied the whole entire locker room. It took everything that everybody had to keep them separated. Once they finally got separated, JPJ was able to get on the mic and say that later on in that night, and it was official, JPJ was going to whoop, and I'll go ahead and say it, and I'll take the punishment for it. He was going to whoop the living hell out of Jordy Randall and beat his ass in that last man standing match.
Yeah, and I wonder will we get back that sponsorship from Dial Soap. I guess we shall see. But it did. But that whole brawl ended up transforming or segueing everything into the first of our championship matches.
Right. Well,
and lucky for these two, they didn't come out to the brawl.
No. But before we get to that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about that first championship match.
It's on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind you that there is so much more to RWE Wrestling than to watching it on YouTube and Facebook. You need to come out and see it live. Folks, there's nothing like coming out here and getting the full experience. There's so much we cannot show you because we don't have the time. There's a lot that goes on out here every week. Remember, when you come out Saturday night, every Saturday night, we have an event scheduled. 7 p.m. is the bell time at the Community Center in Grubbs, Arkansas. And while you're out here, you can partake in the full experience. We've got Granny's Grub Shack right behind me. I'm telling you, you've never had food like this. Folks, I am a big fan. They have a cheeseburger, a french fry, and lemonade or an iced tea combo. Once you pay for your meal, you get free refills on your drink for the rest of the night, and it's just $5. And I'm telling you, you can't get food like this good anywhere else. Also, we've got memorabilia and collector's items that you can get out here, not just for wrestling, but horror, comic books, you name it, it's out here. We've got pop vinyl figures. All you got to do is just come out here and look. We've got several vendors set up. They'll take care of you. It's more than just coming out here and watching wrestling. Not that the wrestling isn't enough in its own. We've got to have all of it. You got to have all of it. So come on out Saturday night, bell time at 7 o'clock, and we'll be back with more in just a little while.
Fender bender, rear-ended, wrap your car around a tree, you need L&M Body Shop. L&M Body Shop in Newport, Arkansas is your source for all your body repair needs. Whether it's a simple dent repair, a gouge in your paint, or you need someone to paint the body of that project car you've been tinkering on, you don't need to look any further than L&M Body Shop in Newport. L&M Body Shop's professionally trained staff will treat your ride with the respect it deserves and will have it looking like it just rolled off the showroom floor. And if you don't mind driving around in a beat-up ride, that's okay too. L&M Body Shop has a huge shop full of toys, antiques, novelties, special casualty items, and collectibles, so stop and check us out. 2620 Highway 367 North in Newport, Arkansas, next door to Charlene's Hair Salon. Come by or call us today and schedule your free estimate. 870-512-8187. That's 870-512-8187. L&M Body Shop. We meet by accident.
And we are back. Before we get into our next match, you know what time it is, don't you, Cornbread?
Oh, go ahead. Tell me.
Who loves free tickets?
Woo! I do. But crap, I don't qualify.
No. I can't qualify either, and it sucks. But the ones that are watching at home can. Now.
Yes!
The question of the night is, which 4 RWE superstars have been Triple Crown champions? Now, this means since day one, we've had 4 RWE superstars that have held different titles. It can be any title that has been in its inception since day one up to now. All I need are the 4 names of those superstars. You give us the correct answer, and I'll give you guys the bonus question or the bonus answer, meaning which superstars held which titles. And Erica Black, no, you do not qualify.
Nope.
Sorry.
I haven't got my card in yet, so I know for a fact I don't qualify.
Right. Well, moving on. We was talking about the first of the championship matches, and that is the Reaper Austin Bolo taking on Justin Vincent for the United States Championship. And Jeffrey Gray, that is actually not correct. Close, but not correct.
Very close.
Right. Well, like I said, with the beginning of the show, Joey Britt made these matches. Well, the first match was the Reaper taking on Vincent. This match, scary, creepy, but at the same time, almost controversial. Almost. But
yeah, and I was going to say the thing about this one was a true clash of styles. Because you almost got the opportunistic style of the Reaper Osabolo, along with the scare tactics and the one individual that you certainly don't want to invite over on your Thanksgiving dinner or your NFL Sunday ticket. But you also had
any holiday.
Yeah, any holiday. Well, with the exception, I will not invite him on Canada Day either, because I celebrate that every year. But nevertheless, you had that style, and then you had Justin Vincent's style, whereas bottom line is, hey, it's my life. I do whatever I want to do. If I want to be reckless, I'm gonna get reckless. And this former three-time RWE Tag Team Champion and current U.S. Champion, who recently got the belt back. Bottom line, he was in the process of, my opponent comes first. I'm not thinking of anybody else. I'm thinking about this guy right here. He had the most focus in this match more than the Reaper. The Reaper's mind was elsewhere. Even though with the scare tactics and all, his mind was elsewhere. Where Justin Vincent takes each and every match he has, one opponent at a time. Period.
Right, and the best thing about Vincent, though, is like you said, it's his life. He can do what he wants. Anytime it comes into a match, especially being a championship match, he's always going to be straightforward, smash mouth, and get the job done. That's what it was here. Well, when I was talking about almost controversial, Bolo went for that last pin of the night, and he thought the ref counted to 3. When he got up thinking he was the winner, the ref looked at him and says, no, the match only counted to 2. There was no 3 count. It was a 2 count. That took...
Yeah, it was very close.
Right. It took the Reaper's mind off of his opponent, which to me was the biggest mistake because that actually costed him the match. It allowed Vincent to get the quick roll up 1, 2, 3, get the win, retain the title. Now he can look forward to whenever the match happens between him and JT Storm.
And Mike, let me go ahead and point this out clearly for everybody to understand. No matter which variation of Bolo you're going to get, have you noticed that this is 2 different championship matches? That his eyes have literally been off the ball. Remember the revived Austin Bolo when he had that match, that RWE Heavyweight Championship match against JPJ? He literally had the match won. He took his eyes and his mind off the ball game. Not only did it cost him the match, but bottom line, it quote unquote forced him to try to snap at Joey Britt, which was the raw decision. But that ended up bringing back the quote unquote Reaper moments later, and it ended up costing him again. So literally, that's 2 championship matches he's been in this year, where bottom line, he's had the advantage, but he lost both matches, both championship matches, because he had his eyes off the ball game.
Absolutely. And Clay London says perfectly here, one mistake is all it takes. And that's exactly what happened. That one mistake cost Bolo the U.S. Championship.
Yes, it did.
But to me, though, even though it may have costed him the U.S. Championship, what about him actually wanting the Junior Heavyweight Championship that much more?
Well, here's the thing, because and here's why I say what I said, is because even with the Revive, and I did have an opportunity to talk to the Revived one away from RWE, and even though he said his goal was championships, he said he did not mind only 1 championship or 2 championships at a time, because it got under his skin when he saw the Rat Pack hold multiple titles. It got underneath his skin when he saw like a Ray Ivy or like a JPJ holding dual championships. That's why I say, bottom line, he wanted to really take this match serious, because had he took the match serious and had he won the U.S. title, that would have not one, you would have knocked JT Storm out of the mix, somewhat, so to speak. Number 2, you can really up the stakes for your match with Ray Ivy should that match happen, and should he go in as Junior Heavyweight Champion. You would have upped the stakes, because now you really will make it totally high stakes, title for title.
Absolutely. And we've only had 3 title for title matches in RWE history, but we've never had a lot of people want to call them a mid-level championship. But here in RWE, we don't look at it as mid-level. Each title holder wants to hold that title just like the title above them or the next person. JPJ.
And Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say, just like JPJ holds the heavyweight title with the highest regards. Don't think Ray Ivy doesn't do the same thing about the junior heavyweight or Justin Vincent doing it with the U.S. Each title holder is holding that title to the highest regards of what they can get out of it and try and push that competition on everybody else.
Yeah. And what I was going to say was, you know, in type of matches like this, you know, you talk about, you know, guys holding their respective championships to the highest regard. You probably know this a lot more than I do. Has almost every championship in RWE been in the main event capacity at some point? Because I remember the junior heavyweight title being in the main event. I remember the tag titles being in the main event. I also do remember like I said, I remember the junior heavyweight title being in the main event this year, the heavyweight title in the main event this year. Junior heavyweight and tag. I do remember those. Those were in the main event spotlights of RWE shows.
All titles.
I'm not sure if all of them.
All titles have been in the main event at one point in time since day one of RWE, but some are more memorable than others because of the types of matches they were in.
Good point.
So,
and also because of the performance. Also because of the performance of those matches as well. Okay.
And this is actually right here in regards to Clay London says, I love my Burger King crown. Talking about JT Storm.
JT Storm.
From the looks of it, you need to stay away from Burger King and start eating at Subway more often. Well, I'm going to just keep my opinions to myself. I saw what it got me last Saturday night. I'm just going to keep my opinions to myself.
But, like as I say, some things are better left unsaid.
Right. Real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and ask the question one more time. Which 4 RWE superstars have been Triple Crown champions? And that is including any title, whether the title has been name changed or changed hands recently. That is your only clue. It has changed hands or name changed. Which 4 RWE superstars have been Triple Crown winners? We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more with the Power Hour. Speaking of, and you said it earlier, will the real West Side please stand up?
Planning a wedding, party, school dance, or event? ST Entertainment can help you with all of your audio needs. Whether it is formal, semi-formal, or casual, whether it is a large venue or small, ST Entertainment has you covered with the best music, party lights, and high-quality sound for your events needs. ST Entertainment has a huge music selection from all music genres, and we can cater to your music tastes and that of your guests. Call us today for a quote before your special day is booked up, and let ST Entertainment help make your event unforgettable for you and all of your guests. 870-262-7742. That's 870-262-7742. Call today.
And we are back. And
yes, we are.
Will the real West Side please stand up? Meaning, our next match of the night was West Side Misfits, the white and black, taking on the original RWE Tag Team Champions, West Side Misfits, with the West Side Misfit name on the line. Now, go ahead and kind of give them a little bit
but
of
no tag titles on the line.
Right. Go ahead and give them a little bit of a background on why we got the way we got this.
Well, bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, we arrived at this point. This all started in the Rat Pack street fight. When the Rat Pack ended up with the win. And they won the Rat Pack street fight finally, but that was thanks to Santiago Cirillo. Donned in the mask, but nevertheless made an impact on that match. And 1 week later, following that Rat Pack street fight, there was quote-unquote dissension inside the West Side Misfit camp, which led to Lee Michaels being turned on and being double-crossed by Wade Matthews, Conor Vega. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Before you get any farther on that, I want to give a little bit of background because you said it perfectly right there. Dissension from within. It all stemmed down to, and like you said, the International Six-Man Tag titles and the RWE Tag Team titles were on the line in that Rat Pack street fight.
Yep. Absolutely.
But Lee Michaels literally worked twice that night, if I'm not mistaken correctly, because he had.
Yes, he did because he had a 60-minute Iron Man match that night.
Right, and then later on, and it was the main event. that the street fight happened, Lee Michaels came out to help the West Side Misfits try and keep those titles and gain the RWE tag team titles. So that's where the dissension
But
broke up right there.
and I think Lee Michaels came out just for the good of the team. Because
Right.
this marks the second time. Because I was going to say this. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm going to say, because he said it here on the show multiple times that he did it for the team. He didn't do it for himself. He didn't do it for any of anybody in the back. He did it for the team, the same team that him and Cove started from day one.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But Wade Matthews and Christian Cross and Conor Vega, basically, they felt like Lee Michaels was taking advantage of them, and they got sick and tired of it. Was that
even though technically, because even though technically Lee Michaels did help them become 6-man international tag team champs, he also helped them become RWE tag team champions.
Right, and then Wade Matthews wanted to turn around in here and say if it wasn't for Wade Matthews, Lee Michaels would have never been the RWE heavyweight champion.
And there's a lot of, but stories always exist around that. But getting back to the original point here, to your question that you posed to me, once that group decided to break up, all of a sudden, Josh Cross is inserted into the mix following the double cross. And then him and Lee Michaels reform. Then, 1 week later, all of a sudden, a member from Conor Vega's past shows up. And bottom line, and you know him as well, you know him a lot as well as I do, Mike. That member from his past ended up being JRT.
Right.
And JRT,
who is a former member of the Young Boys with Conor Vega.
During the early stages of RWE.
Mm-hmm.
And then, now all of a sudden, tag titles are on the line, and Lee Michaels and JRT become champs of the Westside Misfits, following the Westside Misfits winning a 3-way for them to become champions.
But don't forget, the biggest question that we posed was, where did Cove stand in all this? When
exactly,
and before
I was about to say that's go ahead.
Before then, it was the original Misfits, not the original Westside Misfits at the time.
Right.
Cove literally helped Lee Michaels and JRT win the tag team titles, finally proving to everybody where Cove stood. Because when this whole entire broke down between the Westside Misfits and the original Misfits, we had no idea where Cove stood.
And Cove was an innocent bystander. He was an innocent bystander, literally away from the scenes and away from everything. He wasn't involved in the beatdown.
No, he wasn't involved in the beatdown, nor did he help them shave Lee's beard, or did he try to stop them from shaving Christian's head?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And now that spiraled here because this was at the point where Joey Britt was literally frustrated. He was frustrated at a ton of shenanigans, and bottom line, he says, "Hey," because to me, it's like what I told you on commentary. It's almost like original Midnight Express versus Jim Cornette's Midnight Express. That's what this feels from 1988. That's what that feels like right here. And now that we have literally West Side versus original West Side, it's not going to look too good for any sponsors of the Chicken House. Just saying.
Right. So, well, Joey Britt go ahead and made the match where the West Side name was on the line because he got tired of hearing West Side Misfits, original West Side Misfits. It basically boiled down to, as Lee Michaels and the crowd said, the weak side Misfits versus the West Side Misfits. Well, this match, basically, all hell broke loose in this match. And it ended up being Lee Michaels and Christian Cross fighting to the back, whereas Wade Matthews and JRT were fighting on the outside of the ring, and neither man was able to make it back in the ring before the 10 count. So, my biggest question now is, what happens from here?
Well, it looked like nothing got solved, and we was hoping to at least have a definitive winner in all of this, but nothing got solved. We're still at a standstill at the moment.
Right. Well, I tried to speak with Lee Michaels, and as of right now, I was not able to get an update. And I know you said that you tried to get a hold of Wade and Christian, and they wasn't returning any calls. So hopefully by this Saturday, we may have an answer, an official answer on what's going to happen between the West Side Misfits and the original West Side Misfits.
And we also have to keep in mind right before we move on, we talk about champions. We talk about challengers coming after championships. Comes the next question: who's going to be the next team to challenge Lee Michaels and JRT for the tag titles?
Well, I mean, that is a good question, but speaking of tag teams, we had one form, and we'll see about that here in just a few moments. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, I'm Cornbread Chris Heineken, the Dean of Arkansas Sportscasters, inviting you to join myself and the voice of the revolution, DJ Mike T, for the RWE Power Hour each and every week live. Special guests, breaking news, so much more. Anything can happen live, and it's unpredictable. Join us for the Power Hour.
And we are back. Before we move on to that tag team I was talking about, let's move on to the second of our title matches, and that was the junior heavyweight title.
Junior!
JT Storm, I'm sorry, King JT Storm, and the authentic, the hardcore homo, the RWE junior heavyweight champion, Ray Ivy.
Strange bedfellows, and for those that literally quote unquote got my Disney reference on Saturday.
Hey, I got a question for you though, right? I got a question for you, Cornbread.
All right, go ahead.
Do I have your attention?
Yeah, big time. Totally got my attention. Thanks for the reference, Mike. But like I said, I'll say it again. No, when you mishandle your piglet, it will tickle your poo. And that's exactly what happened in this match with JT Storm and Ray Ivy. And JT Storm, quote unquote, had the weight advantage, so to speak. But on the flip side of that, Ray Ivy had the experience edge. And he looks at, and I think Ray Ivy did take this challenge seriously. I think Ray Ivy did, like you said about Justin Vincent earlier, I'm going to say it here about Ray Ivy. He literally looked at JT Storm as just another challenge.
Right, but did you notice, though, that when Ray came out this week compared to last week? Because last week he started in that mid-phase of the Suicide King.
Like a morph.
Right. Well, this week he came out to the fun-loving RWE heavyweight champion that everybody loves. And did you notice, though, the way he kept toying? Yes, I said toying. With JT Storm, meaning, yes, he did Erica Black
No,
wants to know if you literally called JT Storm fat.
no.
I
I'm
mean,
using that
I
as a
mean,
sports reference.
you did say he had the weight advantage. Usually, we don't talk about weight in RWE wrestling.
Well,
Don't
technically,
go there.
I'm penguin size, okay?
Well, Clay London goes, he's not fat, just fluffy, which is a very good Gabriel Iglesias reference, by the way.
No, I didn't call anybody fat. But bottom line, you get those sports analysis. Oh boy. Yeah.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that in just a moment.
Yeah,
But
and I think he was home in this match with Mr. JT Storm because I don't think JT Storm knew how to quote unquote handle Ray Ivy.
no, he didn't, because like I said before, everybody started making weight jokes and references. I was saying Ray Ivy was literally toying with JT Storm, and we know when Ray starts toying with his opponent, Ray feels comfortable. Ray feels at home. Ray's in his element, and this is actually the very first time that JT Storm and Ray Ivy have literally locked horns one-on-one.
Yeah, you want to talk about royalty and peasants? That's the first time those two have met.
Right. Well, Ray Ivy was almost on the verge of winning until the Reaper decided to intervene, costing JT Storm the match, meaning Ray Ivy became the winner by default by disqualification. But that's not where it stopped there.
Because brawl ensued, and another match was made right there on the spot.
Absolutely. And this is the two number one contenders going against the two champions.
Now, to me, if you really ask me, what's the whole quote unquote purpose of this match right here? Doesn't this match almost kind of feel like we're close to having like, oh boy. Boy. Let's stop the Winnie the Pooh dead in his tracks.
I
But
hate when he goes to these references.
yeah, me too. Okay, back on center here for just a moment. Doesn't this match almost kind of feel like it's a pay-per-view preview match? And here's why I say that is because normally when you have two big monster matches at a pay-per-view, normally the show before the pay-per-view, you at least have a little bit of a contrast match like what we have here. That's
You're,
what this match feels like.
you're almost talking like the go home show.
Yes.
In a way, it kind of did, but the two freshest men in this match would have been Vincent and the Reaper because
Mm-hmm.
of Ray and Storm literally beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah,
Well,
literally.
in the end, basically,
Controversy.
no.
Yeah, I know we're gonna talk. We're gonna, as crazy as that sounds, I know we're gonna be talking about that in just a moment. But
Well,
continue
that
with your
right,
point, Mike.
that right there, basically, Storm and Ray were fighting on the outside, whereas you had Vincent and Bolo in the ring. Then, literally out of nowhere, Bolo hits Vincent with that devil's. I
Yeah,
don't know if you want
Devil's
to call
Blood.
it devil's blood or devil's mist or whatever it was.
It's Devil's Blood.
He literally sprayed Vincent's face, blinding Vincent, getting the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Vincent had to have like two bottles of water just to try to clear his vision.
And well, that didn't sit too well with Ray
Nope.
because Ray got on the mic and basically said that next week, dog collar match.
Mm.
Now, we have not had, we kind of had a dog collar match, but we didn't. It was a last
Right.
man standing dog collar match. Well, this match right here is straight up dog collar match. No ifs and buts or maybes about it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the worst matches, not in just RWE history, but in wrestling history, period. Thinking of going back to the original American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. The last dog collar match that he had, he literally almost lost 3.5 pints of blood in that match alone.
Well, Mike, let's talk about the most famous one. 'Cause even though there were two most famous ones, let's talk about them. How about the very first Starrcade, the event that was responsible for WrestleMania? Let's talk about Starrcade 1983. Grant the Hammer Valentine versus Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper lost a lot of hearing in that ear, and that match is still regarded today. And even when uh, Grant the Hammer Valentine showed up at AEW for Cody versus the late great Brody Lee for the TNT Championship in that dog collar match. Even he was queasy in his seat, sitting there at Daily's place watching that match.
Oh, absolutely.
It affects your neck, folks. See,
It
that's
does.
the thing about.
See,
Go ahead.
that's
I'm
not
sorry.
the point though. Not only does it affect the neck, but you have a 25-foot steel chain separating you and your opponent. The match is pinfall submission only. No
Right.
disqualifications. No
None.
countouts. Anything goes. That chain that is literally keeping you separated from your opponent can be used as a weapon. You can choke your opponent with it. You can beat the living hell out of your opponent with it. It can be used as a weapon.
Exactly.
So,
And
yes, out of all of the most extreme matches, the dog collar match literally ranks up there at the very top next to a death match as the worst, most painful matches in any wrestling organization.
and you talk about um and we both have discussed this, the collar around the neck, so that folks can really get a visual of this. Not a very good visual, but just a little bit of a visual of what this really looks like.
Hang on one second, real
You
quick,
remember
Fred.
you remember back in. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Clay London, the dog collar match, there's different variations of it. The dog
Russian
collar
chain match is what you're thinking about, Clay.
yes. But yeah, this type of dog collar match that we're talking about is you don't have to touch each ring post, each ring corner. This match, you literally have to beat your opponent senseless with whatever you have with no escape from your opponent.
And plus, both opponents are locked around the neck, the collar around the neck. And for those of you that literally are trying to, figure out, what in the world we're talking about, if you, Mike, you can kind of go with me on this one. You remember those little oxen, or just to not keep the oxen in line, you literally have to have that quote unquote yoke around that neck, just to try to keep them in line, or otherwise, one whack. Oh yeah, it can really hurt your neck. That's what this is. It's literally like a proverbial yoke around your neck. I know the old saying goes, "He who controls the hand controls the body." That's what this is. I mean, it is totally dangerous. Totally dangerous. But like they say, if you gotta settle it, let them settle it.
I mean, that's a good question, but I received a message that I'm to
Okay.
air immediately. So give me just a second. I'm
Okay.
pulling it up in my email right now. I do apologize.
Okay. I mean, I know we'll talk about our sponsors and all that later on, but man, um, a message you say, Mike?
Mm, yeah. You remember that?
Okay.
Okay, hang on a second.
Okay.
You remember that picture right there, correct? The
Yes.
picture from a couple
Yes.
weeks ago where I told you I was
Uh-huh.
going to try and get to the bottom of it. Well,
Yes.
same verse, no return address, no nothing.
Okay. Yeah. My question
Hi
is,
everyone,
this is
I'm
all.
Corporate Chris Heineken, the Dean of Arkansas Sportscasters, and one of the hosts of RWE, inviting you to come join us live right here. Awesome wrestling, awesome food, awesome family entertainment. Bring your whole family all down with Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. 301 East Barnwell Drive. It's just minutes from everywhere. I'm telling you, ain't no show like a live Revolutionary show because you don't know what's going to happen. Join us live right here each and every Saturday night. $5 general admission, $6 if you really want to get right there ringside on the floor with us. Trust me, it is on. Best way to see it is if you join us live. Always remember, be real, be ready, be revolutionary. See you Saturday in Grimes.
Yes, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, on here on the Power Hour, along with the man to my left, DJ Mike T. I'm Cornbread Chris Heineken. We thank you so much for being here with us, live and in person. Hey, thank you for your interaction. We love hearing it from you, Mike. And before we went to break, um,
Which
there were two pictures that were shown. That one,
and then
this one.
that one. Literally, both of them got sent to my email.
Okay.
No, literally unknown sender. No IP address return.
Okay.
Nothing.
My question is,
Just
who's sending
with
it? Yeah, my question is, who's sending it and why? Oh, okay.
You see that name, right, Cornbread?
Yeah. Yeah, I see a black screen.
You know, one thing I've always prided myself on is keeping a promise that I make. But I really don't consider this me breaking a promise because I've gotten permission. This weekend, Saturday, September 10th, the Reaper, Austin Bolo, is chained to even his worst nightmare. Not Ray Ivy, not Hardcore Homo, but he is chained to me, the Suicide King. And he wants to say whatever it is that he spits in your face is the devil's blood. I can only hope that he's ready to spill that blood. Because I am not only willing to give my career, but before he pins me or before he makes me submit, I will give my life in that ring. Because I'd be damned if he's going to punk me out. Simply put, this Saturday night, September 10th, Austin Bolo, Reaper, whatever you want to call yourself, let's play. I'm home.
I think we just found the source of those pictures.
All we can say is Saturday, beware. This one will not be for the faint of heart. You should always come out and support RWE each and every week. We always encourage that. Grubs needs RWE and RWE needs you. This one, I will put 3 words on this one. Parental discretion advised.
Scared City Haunted House, Northeast Arkansas's premier haunted attraction. Open Fridays and Saturdays throughout the month of October and then various times throughout the year. Follow our Facebook page for the latest news, updates, information, schedules, and ticket prices. With multiple attractions with something suitable for all age groups, including Miserly Manor, the Neon Demon 3D Funhouse, Northeast Arkansas's only fully 3D haunted attraction, and Scared City's famous Slaughter Shed, located on Highway 49 South between Wood Springs Road and Valley View Agri in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Just look for the big double billboard in the front parking lot.
Are you ready to get scared at Scared City Haunted House? Because if you're not,
Right. He's been suppressing me and holding me back for so long. He's been talking to me, telling me about all these bad things that he wants to do to you. And as your friend, the revived one, don't show up Saturday night because it's not him showing up. It's the other guy, the one that you should fear the most. He I'm coming, Ray!
Okay.
Special thanks to Scared City for sponsoring Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. Also, special thank you to Erica Black and D Black Spectral. Also, Bad Boy Motors. Hey, Mike, don't you got a lot more on that?
We do. We've got A1 Trust, Backwoods Bar and Girls, Batesville, Southside, Arkansas, Dairy Queen of Batesville, Arkansas, myself at SNC Entertainment, Black Spectrum, you already said Bad Boy, Scared City Productions LLC, L&M Body Shop, and especially the fans.
Exactly.
But speaking of sponsorship, Cornbread.
Put it on there. Woo. Well, to use the word to Eli Drake, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you about those RWE sponsorship opportunities. Oh, yes. Everything you see on your screen is exactly what you're going to get with each package. 1 month Mayhem's, $200. 6 month suplex, not 6-pack suplex, 6 month suplex, $600. The revolutionary package, $1,000. Yes, folks, $1,000. Everything you see right there with each and every package. Yes, folks, you can advertise right here. All you gotta do is sponsor us. Call or text the 2 numbers on your screen or send an email at sponsor@rwewrestling.com. And Mike, there is one other package that's not on there, but this one is sweetness as well. Hit me with sell me.
Absolutely. It is our ringside platinum package. Meaning
Whoa, platinum? You just said platinum, right?
platinum. Not gold, not silver, not bronze, but platinum. Platinum package is going to be $1,500 for 6 months straight. You can have your name or your business plastered on the ring apron itself for everybody to see, as well as multiple shout outs during the show, during the power hour, all over social media page. All you got to do is hit us up. I'll go ahead and throw those numbers up there one more time. It is call or text 870-512-8187 or 870-919-6997, or like Homebread said, sponsor at rwewrestling.com. Hit us with that, and we will definitely get you up there with that sponsor.
And Mike, right before we move on, just in case if you miss this weekend's action, isn't there a place where you can actually, like everything that we're literally talking about here, isn't there a place where you can actually go and like watch RWE? Especially if you're join us live.
I am fixing to pull that link up here in just a second. All you have to do is, if you guys don't get the link, go to youtube.com/RWE Wrestling. Catch up on all the action. Like Cornbread, what do you always say? Hit the notifications, click that bell, get subscribed, and everything.
Oh yeah, you mean like this? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then ring that bell, ding, 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 ding. That way you ain't missing nothing.
Absolutely, that one right there. As I'm doing that, I am trying to get the link pulled up real quick, so give me just 1 second. I love us being live.
Hallelujah. Woo! Well, guess what, Mike? While you try to get that together, I'll go ahead and tell everybody quickly. It's always great to have you guys join us here for the Power Hour each and every week, no matter where you're coming from. But guess what? It's even better if you come see us live. Come join us live in person, live in public, if you will, at RWE 301 East Barwell Drive. You already heard me talk about it in a commercial. Trust me, it is the realest deal in the game today. It ain't getting no bigger, no better than RWE. I'll tell you that now. Your Saturday ain't a Saturday without joining us for RWE. That's the truth.
Oh, absolutely. And we will have each and every show from the previous Saturdays up on the channel. We actually just got done uploading the show from this past Saturday up to the RWE YouTube channel, and I'm getting that link right now. And all you have to do is literally go to this link right here that I am posting in the chat, in the comment. YouTube.com/RWE Wrestling will take you straight to our channel and get caught up with anything and everything RWE. Well,
and spread the word about RWE. Spread the word about RWE. Great things are happening at RWE. I mean, great things. Trust me. The city of Grubs needs RWE, and RWE needs you. Spread the word. Tell people, hey, make the drive. It's just means from everywhere. Make the drive. Come on down to Grubbs right there outside Newport, outside all the major cities. Come on down to Grubbs, Arkansas. That's where me and your boy, DJ Mighty, going to be hitting up the ones and the twos right there, calling at you for you. And you already know, an incredible locker room, incredible talent, and also great fans right there in Grubbs, Arkansas. Hey, why should you be left out? Join us live and in person.
Absolutely. Well, Cornbread, moving on to our semi.
Moving on up.
It wasn't a scheduled match.
No, it was not. We were set to go for the last man standing.
Right. Well, during the whole argument between Ray and Joey, Conor Vega decided to come out and ask him why he wasn't booked, why he didn't get a phone call or nothing. And Joey says, "Look, I just didn't book you. Didn't have a spot for you on the show, so I didn't book you." Well, that brought out Bray Peck with, and I said it on the show. I said it live last week, and I'll say it again now. The mishap child of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, Chase Money, and then CJ Jenkins came out. So Joey said, "You know what? Fine. Let's have a triple threat." But before we get into that match, I want to go ahead and bring on our next guest. Just the person I was just talking about, and he's got money and green in his name, and that is none other than the associate of Bray Peck, Chase Money.
Money.
There, Mike. What's going on there, Cornbread?
Well, Chase,
money.
Hey, man, where I'm at, so that's where the money's at, man.
One, thank you for joining the show. Two, I want to know how you and Bray Peck linked up. How did you find Bray Peck, or did he find you?
The thing is, a lot of people don't know about Bray. He's actually a good guy, but people they ignore that. You see, Bray had his grandmother, Grandmama Puck, R.I.P. by the way, left behind him some money. And instead of being selfish, he could have went and bought him a luxury sports car. He could have went and bought him a house. What did he do? No, he invested in Chase Money because he knew that Chase Money could invest in him and he could give the people of Grubbs, I don't know why, but the people of Grubbs, he could give them a worthy champion. And how better to do that than invest in Chase Money? I make dreams come true. That's what I do. So for Bray Peck, he could have went and spent his money on something selfish. Instead, he spent it on the people. So that's how we are here today.
Well, I know this past Saturday night you decided to call Joey Britt a XXL Joe Dirt.
That's what he is.
Well, I noticed something that I received something in my email, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that up real quick. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
It was
That's very
something
interesting
that lawyers had sent me.
Okay.
Do you know anything about what I'm fixing to pull up, Chase?
I know a lot about it.
Let me go ahead and get this downloaded real quick, and I want to get your take on what this means and everything like that, because I know it hasn't been filled out yet because you haven't actually talked with your lawyers about it just yet. You just had the papers drawn up.
The papers are drawn up. They're ready to go. It's all about what Joey wants to do, because I'm just like Bray Peck. I'm very unselfish. I have an option for Joey. You see, he could take the hard route and go through this lawsuit, or he can make it easy on everybody. You see, 2 weeks in a row, he's done put his hands on me.
Okay.
The first week, you were there for that. You seen me give him a warning. I did nothing about it. He put his hands on me. He pushed me. I did nothing about it. And by the way, that's a $10,000 suit he put his hand on. The red, yeah, that's 32 peacocks die for that suit. He put his hands on me. I put it in the. Hey, I told them to go ahead and run that at the dry cleaners for
Well,
2
this is
weeks
it
because I don't
right
know where it's
here.
been. Yes.
A letter of intent to sue.
Yes. So he has an option. Either he can come up with $100,000 to provide for me and my team, or he can give me ownership of RWE because I think I can run it better anyways.
Well, Cornbread, before I know you've got a comment on this, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you this right now, Chase. You're not the first to try and come after Joey Britt and RWE or control of RWE. You probably won't be the last, but I'll say this, and then I'm going to go ahead and step back and let Cornbread finish the interview.
I'm sorry. I'm just over here with see, this is what Chase Money does. I'm out here with JRT's girlfriend right now. We're sipping good. We're living life to the fullest. And the people knew anything that was good for them in grows, which they don't, because I mean, look at how they look. If they knew anything that was good for them, you know, they'd have a healthier diet. But they don't. But luckily for them, I do. You see, I'm so glad that Bray Puck, he brought me out to this terrible town. I hate it so much. But the one thing I do like about it is I see potential. And I see that potential more than Joey does.
Well, as
So
I was trying to say, and I'll let Cornbread finish it up and I'll step away. Not only are you the not the first, but you're not the last. And I guarantee you'll have one hell of a fight on your hands, Cornbread.
Well, first off, Chase, thanks for joining us here live on the Power Hour.
Yep.
I know I have a few questions for you, but other than Bray Pot, what literally made you consider, as I look at the camera here, what made you consider RWE one of your newest ventures, other than Bray
Well,
Pot?
I seen a guy that, like I said, he was week after week. You know, I honestly, first time he contacted me, I didn't look. And then he sent me another email. I seen the money involved. I said, okay, that's what I do. I'm about money. So I looked into it a little more. And honestly, the way that RWE's been treating Bray Puck is it's terrible. I mean, you've seen it out there, whether you want to see it or not, whether what you want to believe it or not. He was getting cheated week after week before I got there. Now all of a sudden the playing field has been equal. We're here to make a statement. And like I said, Bray Puck, he had he came to me, and me and him have a lot in common too. We both don't like the people of Grubbs, Arkansas. We can't stand them. And I mean, it's honestly, it's going to be poetic what happens here, but I didn't come here to not make a difference. I was paid very handsomely to make a difference, and that's what I'm going to do. And like I said last week, what I am here to do will be revolutionary.
Well, I also understand that you have like a quote unquote street cred. Um, Also on the local independent scene. Tell us something about that.
You said what now?
Uh-oh. Uh Before I get to that question, I'm gonna pay attention to the bottom of the screen here. Is as now as you have West Side on your and oh yeah, my boy, your wife and kids at my place right now.
That's all fun,
JLT's words, not
JRT.
mine.
JRT, you don't have the money, you don't have nothing to do with this, JRT. Stay out of it because this is out of your price range, buddy.
Okay, and well, back to my question right before I toss it back to Mike, and that is, I understand you have some street cred, on the local independent scene. Tell us about that if you can.
Yeah, like I said, I put a lot of names on the map. Mostly what I do is behind the scenes. This is honestly my first time getting into the scene because I don't like Joey. I don't like him. Not one bit. I don't like how he runs the place. I don't like nothing about him. I don't like how he thinks he's the man. I don't like how he thinks he can push me around. And he's going to learn that he can't do that. But I usually don't have to do this. Usually I work behind the scenes like a magician. But this time is different. At RWE, it's different. And this is the first time you're going to see me actually take control of what needs to be done.
Well, Erica Black here says, hey, Chase, Justin Timberlake called and he wants his 90s hairstyle back. I mean.
Yeah, Erica Black, nobody knows who you are, so I don't care.
Well, moving forward into this coming up Saturday, I know that the end of the triple threat match, when a gentleman that Cornbread knows extremely well, Handsome Jimmy Hayes, put his hands on you.
Yes.
And then this Saturday night, I heard he may have a word or two that he wants to say with you inside that square circle.
That's fine. That's ideal because I have a word or two to say to Jimmy Hayes if that's what he wants you to believe. But I've put some money into some investigation and I know his true identity. So he can sit here and try to act like he's some type of hero. But I know who he really is. And for him to put his hands on me, well, that's a mistake he'll find out the same way that Joey will find out.
Cornbread, I ain't got no more questions.
Mike, yeah. I know Law and Order Special coming up on September 22nd, but
you will know more coming up this weekend when all this gets discussed right there in Grubbs. I don't know how y'all keep up with that place because it's a bad travel for me, but I make it, and it's just like Bray. We do it for the people, whether they want to accept it or not. You know, we're there to help. We want to give them a worthy champion because I honestly don't see one right now. So,
well, Chase, we'll see you this Saturday, and we'll see how everything goes with you and your money and Joey and our lawyers at RWE. We'll see you this Saturday.
All right, buddy. We'll see y'all.
Thank you. Another long list of guys to fall inside that same trap. And don't think for 1 second that Joey don't have that well scouted.
No. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Actually, instead of a quick commercial break, we were supposed to have a video of the mayoral candidate, Candy Wood, but somehow our video had gotten messed up and gotten corrupted, which we're going to try and get another video, another interview with her this Saturday. But until then, let's go ahead and hear from Clay Wood. Again, I know we keep playing the same video, but his message and everything that he brings to RWE, not only just RWE, but for Grubbs, and we'll explain a little bit more about what's happening next month after we listen to what Clay London's got to say. Take a listen.
Let's roll the tape.
Hi, everybody. Cornbread Chris Heineken here, backstage at RWE, and it's given me a great, distinct pleasure to introduce my special guest at this time, individual running for city council inside the city of Grubbs, the one and only Clay London.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by here in Power Hour.
My pleasure.
I understand you're running for city council.
Yeah.
Now, tell me and tell everyone watching, what are you looking to accomplish, and why you are, the best choice for city council here in the city of Brooks?
Well, what I'm looking to accomplish is to better Grubbs. We've had people on the council 20 years.
Okay.
Mayor's been there for a long time. Nothing against them people. You keep doing the same things, you get the same results.
Okay.
So we're looking for a change in the town. We're going to try to clean it up a little bit, and I'm going to try to make this my special project.
Okay.
Keep this going every Saturday night because we need something like this in Grubbs. The kids love it. The people come out to watch it from all over the
Yes.
county. So we need this on Saturday nights for everybody, and we're going to try to keep it going. And I'm just going to try to make a change.
And speaking of change, is there like specific changes that you kind of gearing towards just to try to help put Grubbs on the map and not necessarily a quote unquote wrestling town, but much more kind of opening up the doors?
Well, we used to have a pretty good town here. When I was in school, I went to school here and was raised in this town. I'm almost 50 years old. I lived here 40 years. I moved away for 10 years, but I moved back. And it went down. This town's went down in the last few years, or several years. It's went downhill, and it just needs somebody to
kind of resurrect it a little bit.
and resurrect it and get in there and get the work done. That's what we need to do. That's what we're trying to do. Make a difference.
Exactly, and I think that's so cool. What do you think about RWE and everything? Because we've been here for 2 years, and we've literally kind of taken Arkansas wrestling and I dare say Arkansas local sports by storm because of the wrestling product and because of the sports product that we have here.
Right.
What do you think a place like RWE could really, really do for not just pro wrestling in this state, but just for the city of Grubbs going forward, like making it like a main attraction?
Yeah. Like I said, we don't have nothing in town anymore. This is all we got now. This used to be a happening town. We used to have gas stations. We used to have restaurants. We have a store and a post office and the city hall. That's all we got. So ever since the school closed in '93, this went down. So we need to try to bring it back up. This wrestling brings people out into our city, gets the kids off the street, gives them something to do, and keeps them out of trouble.
Right.
And that's what we want to accomplish. We need more activities for the people in the city.
Okay.
For the senior citizens. We got a lot of senior citizens here in town. We're going to try to do things for the senior citizens. We're going to try to do things for the kids. The kids are the future. They're the main thing that we're going to try to get done. Do something for them.
And also one last question: do you with the city of Grubbs now being kind of resurrecting itself back, do you think that RWE could be literally the trendsetter into kind of morphing the city of Grubbs back, not just back to what it quote unquote used to be, but this time something better, like provide athletics for the kids, or anything sport wise or entertainment wise? Because I know we have WrestleFest coming up on October 1st. With Big Schmo and some more people. Do you think that RWE could start a trend in morphing Grubbs back into a sports town, so to speak, or just something along those lines to where we're back inside the community, really reaching out to people? I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
This town used to be a sports town.
Okay.
We had basketball here. We had baseball. I played basketball here. I played baseball here. I mean, many games I played on that court right there.
Wow.
Scored many points out there. Won many games, lost many games. But, everybody went to Tuckerman, and it just died. We don't have any more baseball here. We don't even have a baseball field anymore. They got rid of it. So everything just kind of shifted to another town. So it went out of our town. So we need this wrestling here every Saturday night. We want people to come out. We want people to enjoy it and bring their kids and bring their family.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. Clay London, a man of change, a man with a game plan, a man that's looking for your vote.
And you heard it right there from Clay London, running for City Council of Grubbs. Now, I said before we aired that we had something big in next month. What should
All
have
right,
been
go ahead.
our WrestleFest, October 1st. Some things didn't plan out. The lineup that we had just didn't pan out, especially with two of our biggest attractions, or not really attractions, but two of our biggest signees, I should say, Thunder Rosa and Buff Bagwell. Due to injury and other personal reasons, they were unable to make it. But we got to talking with Clay, we got to talking with Cindy, or Candy, and Joey Britt, October 22nd. It is on a Saturday. Literally the weekend. I'm looking at my calendar right now. The weekend before Halloween. The City of Grubbs is doing a community day. It is an all-day event with food, vendors, bounce houses, activities for the whole family. RWE is going to put on a benefit show, part of Community Day in Grubbs.
Okay, and go ahead and give that date. That way, I know we'll be announcing it previously. But for those of you that are literally wanting to be a part of this very, very special event, Mike, go ahead and give that day once more, because I'm storing it here on my calendar.
It is October the 22nd. Grubbs Community Day, an all-day event being topped off by RWE Wrestling. And we're doing a benefit show that night, not only just for the City of Grubbs, but the Grubbs Volunteer Fire Department.
And that is October 22nd, correct?
Yes.
What's the I was gonna, not just bell time for the show. I was gonna say, what's the start? What's the starting time for the whole event that day, or do you have one?
I don't have one at the moment. Clay London, if you're still watching, can you please go ahead and comment the time that the community day will be started? And that way we have it here in our chat. If not, feel free to message myself or Cornbread with the start time, and we'll be sure to get that out. But
absolutely,
with the benefit, okay, right here, they're going to try to start it around 11 or noon that day.
Okay, and will this be on our normal campus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
good.
It will all be held there at the City of Grubbs Park, which is literally directly across the street
from the arena.
From the arena as well, yes. But with the benefit show, it is benefiting the City of Grubbs Volunteer Fire Department. Joey Britt said it this past Saturday night. Grubbs doesn't have a fire department. I mean, they do, but due to insurance and stuff like that, the county is not letting Grubbs run their fire trucks.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a benefit to help the City of Grubbs get their fire department up and running. Otherwise, let's say something was to happen in the City of Grubbs, you've got to go to Jackson, Newport, Cache, wherever the closest fire department would be, just to get help. And he goes right here. It is going to be on the other end of the gym and the cafeterias of the school, as well as the outside. So they're utilizing the whole school as well as the park and everything like that. And then at 7 o'clock, we have RWE Wrestling benefiting the City of Groves Fire Department, as well as Groves Community Day.
And Mike, for a second before we get to our main event, would it be all right if I talk to our home audience? Keep me split screen with you because I want
Yeah,
to
go
talk to our
ahead.
home audience concerning this deal right here. We need your support. Yeah, and you've heard me mention it twice, and I'm gonna mention it for a third time. Grubs needs RWE, and RWE needs you. And I'm gonna take that one step further. Grubs, the city of Grubs, Arkansas needs you. If you live in any portion, trust me, no matter where you come from, you know we're always glad to have you here with us. But um, if you want to make donations or if you want to show your support, please come on that day, October the 22nd. It'll be. I mean, it's fun festivities for all our family. But also, most importantly, I'm gonna say this right here with my broadcast colleague here with me on the screen. Your support will help generate. Um, it will literally help the city of Grubs, not just with the fire department, but with so much other stuff. Because the city of Grubs, even before the consolidation and all that, school consolidations and everything, Grubs needs your help. And the only way you can help, one of the ways you can help, is by joining us on October 22nd, right there in Grubs, Arkansas. Clay London just told you about it. My broadcast colleague, DJ Mike T, who's a veteran of the fire department. Am I correct on that?
Yes. Over 21 years, I'm actually
We need
retired
your
from the
help.
fire department.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we indeed thank you for your service, Mike. Um, to you out there watching, we need your help. Please, whatever you can do, please. Even if you come join us here at RWE each and every Saturday night, leading up until the 22nd, we need your help. Your help, and out of it, and I know we'll probably have special projects or whatever coming up, but your help will greatly benefit this cause. Please, please, not just on behalf of RWE, but also on behalf of the city of Grubs, RWE Nation, and everyone watching. We need your help.
Now, before we move on, Clay, I want to ask you this. Do you guys have any type of sound system for the outside, for speeches, for any type of activities going on? Let him reply back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Reason why I'm saying this is on behalf of myself and S&T Entertainment, I would love to provide sound and music throughout the day before
Mm-hmm.
we go into RWE wrestling completely free of charge.
Wow. Wow. That's huge, Mike. That's huge.
Well, it's one way we can give back. And thank you, Erica, right there. The Black Spectrum Photography will be there for photography throughout the whole entire day. So you've got S&T Entertainment willing to help out. You've got Black Spectrum Photography willing to help out.
Mm-hmm.
RWE helping out.
Yeah.
Anybody else? This will be aired on YouTube later on in the week.
And also, I will be doing a special. I'll be doing a special report that will be airing on the Power Hour, and then will be airing on many of our places on social media. So keep that in mind.
But Clay, not only are we awesome, you guys at the City of Groves, for all the support you guys given us past 2 years, we just
Mm-hmm.
want to help give you guys back. But
Exactly.
Cornbread, let's go ahead and move on into the main event. We talked
Oh
about
boy.
it early on in the night, and it was made official.
Yeah.
Last man standing.
Yep.
Jordy Randall going against JPJ. Now, you figure anybody that goes up against JPJ, they're going to be considered the underdog no matter what. And in
Mm-hmm.
this type of match, Jordy Randall was the complete underdog, but I actually have to give credit to the kid. He actually lasted a lot longer before
The
we get to
most.
that.
Wow! That's huge!
Thank you,
That's
Alvin,
huge!
especially for O'Reilly Auto Parts is going to sponsor 10 tickets for that night's show.
Mm.
We will probably give those tickets away here on the Power Hour.
Mm-hmm.
Just right on. Actually, let's see. Let's go ahead and mark it down right now, Cornbread. Mark it in your calendar. Tuesday, October 18th. You have a chance to win 5 pairs of tickets here on the Power Hour.
You said Tuesday,
Tuesday, October the 18th.
October 18th.
5 pairs of tickets will be given away on the Power Hour for RWE that night to help benefit the city of Grubbs. Courtesy of Alvin Vines and O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yep, I got it.
So, Alvin, O'Reilly's, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And again, before we move on, if anybody else would love to donate or help sponsor, contact myself, Cornbread Chris Heineken, Joey Britt, or even Ricky Betts at RWE. We will definitely make sure it goes straight to where it needs to go.
Absolutely.
Contact any of us for more information, as well as contact Clay London. I'm sure he would be more than happy to especially give out any type of information that is needed for that day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Moving back on, like I said, I've got to give the kid Jordy Randall credit for lasting as long as he did, especially with JPJ, because a lot of people think JPJ, just because he's the heavyweight champion, he's gonna have to basically he's gonna be a pushover. When it comes to a fight, JPJ will not back down and will come at you like a bulldog holding onto a bone. It's kind of the best analogy that I can give.
No, it's the perfect analogy. And let's take that analogy one step further, Mike, because you talk about him giving him his props. Let's really give this kid a little bit of respect. He lasted and learned from the LA Hustlers when they were the RWE Tag Team Champions. He then morphed and lasted with RWE's Junior Heavyweight Champion Ray Ivy. He learned, he gained, and then when he made the one step forward out of nowhere, he gets JPJ. And look how long he's literally been in the wrestling industry and has literally morphed from veteran tag team to a bona fide Arkansas veteran and an Arkansas legend, in my opinion. No, Ray Ivy's not old. Okay, he's not. Anyway.
Well,
to a bona fide legend to this.
If you ask Ray Ivy, he is old.
Yeah.
But that's just Ray Ivy. But
yeah,
inside the wrestling business, no, he is not old.
Right. And he learned and morphed from that. Look at what he has done just to try to prepare himself for JPJ. Learned from getting the crap kicked out of him by the LA Hustlers. He learned from going the distance with Ray Ivy in multiple matches leading up to a best of 3. And now, look at where he lands. All of a sudden, he's in the spotlight with the heavyweight champion, and this is a non-title match with last man standing rules.
Absolutely. I mean, he's gone through so much, and to come into this match here, no, there's no title on the line, like you said, but if he was able to defeat JPJ at a match that JPJ excels in,
yep,
where would that put Jordy Randall at?
To me, top of the list.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I played it on the video earlier.
Yeah,
and live. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play the first few seconds of that video. Kind of tells a little bit about how the ending of that match.
And you be the judge.
And you saw it right there at the ending of that match. JPJ literally speared Jordy Randall through that door, and literally both men could not answer the count of 10.
With the way that he landed. And keep in mind, that was a door. That was a wood door that was bridging the entrance ramp with the apron of the ring. And when he speared him right through it, it knocked both men out to where both could not answer the 10 count. And when that happened, and we ended up with a draw, the following announcement was made by one Joey Britt.
Right. Saturday. Let me go ahead. Actually, you know what? Let me pull up the calendar so I make sure I'm correct. Saturday, September the 24th.
Yeah.
It will be Jordy Randall taking on JPJ for the RWE Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
But, I mean,
can Randall finally win singles gold? And will his first singles gold be the top prize?
Good question is, but let's hear what Jordan Randall had to say.
Roll.
This is between you and me, Jack. All you had to do was play your part. And you decided not to. See, every good composer knows who his players are. I wrote this composition for you and me to play on your strengths. And you chose to go into business for yourself. Well, Jack, September 24th, when the title's on the line, at the end of it, we'll remember who the true champion is. Mike Thompson's already said it. The RWE's resident composer. The RWE heavyweight champion. Two more weeks, Jack. Keep it safe for me.
RWE Power Hour is an exclusive presentation of Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. Be sure to catch all of the action live every Saturday night at RWE Arena, 301 East Barnwell Road in Grubbs, Arkansas. Doors open at 5:30, bell time is at 7:30. And don't forget to tune in next Tuesday night at 7:30 as DJ Mike T and Cornbread Chris Heineken recap all of the latest news, updates, and information about Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, so long from Grubbs, Arkansas.